Jay from Team DMA. This one's gonna be a relatively short video. So basically regarding the shipping. So what's going on is uh, the app chooses everything automatically. In fact, almost everything chooses everything automatically. So you have to make custom changes. So we're gonna go here into the profile, and we're gonna go into selling. Um, and this is one of the shops. If you actually see unsold, everything's sold out already. Um, there's a lot of items, and I sold every year. It updates like that, and everything I have is basically sold out on the shop. I try not to put everything on the shop because people can't afford some items, so I separate my shops. Some shops are budget, some shops are expensive, some shops are middle like that. But I don't put my items together. So concerning the shipping, you put selling, and then some of these items were discontinued because I sold them at my local shop. I don't have them in my home no more. So what you do here is, for example, this card here, you click edit, and then here is the secret. It says here, method you offer. Then you're gonna want to put standard shipping, which is the top one. Then after that, you're gonna have to click on this section. So at the very top, I'm going to read from the top. How heavy will the package be? Then the weight after packing. Your packing can push your item into the higher weight class. Check shipping rates. So that's the statement that's on the very top. And then once you go underneath that, you see packaging weight. So what's going on is you have two sides. Forget everything, because a lot of people get confused, especially on eBay and all these other shops. Like, forget everything. You're just worrying about the two weights, which are separated in two sections. Like, this isn't uh, what I think or my opinion. It's facts. It tells you there on the left side LB for the libs, the pounds. Then you have the OZ for the ounces. So what happens here is you click it, and the auto system, automated system, they usually put somewhere around 3 to 5 pounds on here. I've heard people say that it goes higher, like 10 pounds. So your shipping could end up being like $40 shipping. So what you want to do is you want to click on it and you want to delete the LB, the libs, which is the pounds, because you're selling single cards. So you use your finger to click on the OZ, which is the ounces. So what happens in the ounces, if like for instance, I have a scale here in my room. I can make a video on ounces later and pounds for some other video, like I said, and I can show you the weight because you need to know the actual weight. So to be honest with you, some of these cards are like grams. They don't even reach an ounce because I think it takes, I don't remember how many grams to go into the ounces and then the ounces onto the pounds. You're going to have to check that yourself because I don't remember off the top of my head. But there's a certain weight to where it changes up, it's rounded off to the next weight. So, excuse me, one card to about 6 cards is not even an ounce. People don't know that. They're just like grams. It's like very little. It doesn't even register on the weight. So, so you want to be safe because sometimes you might add protectors or something. So if you're sending one item like one card, you can put 1 ounce. So then you're gonna click on select carrier, and then there it is. At the very top, it says new UPS first class, and then 2 to 8 days. And then you use your finger to click on that. And if you pay attention, it actually says 60 cents. Do you see it up here? And then with your finger, you click on click size, and then it's gonna go into what you would call like rules and regulations, meaning it's not a guess, it's not what you feel, it's not what you think, it's what is the facts. So the shop tells you this is the facts. You either follow this or we cancel your order. So it's not negotiable. So then they give you the option, and you're taking a look here at the very bottom, the weight, the length, the width, the thickness, and these are the area or the proportion of the measurements, basically the actual measurements uh, of the packaging. So that you're not confused and like it doesn't sound like something out of the world, like the aliens are talking to you. you just have to read at the very top, and it says UPS first class envelope. So you look up the word envelope, and it's gonna tell you it's just a letter envelope. So it tells you the size guides, and then there it is. So it's letting you know that this is what the ounce is required for 60 cents. So earlier on the video, I think I had said 65 to 68 cents, I think. But the reason why I mentioned that is because you might want to add more cards, because a lot of people don't sell singles, they sell two or three or stuff like that. So if you wanted to take some advice, the best route would be to do $1 because it'll cover everything. Um, so we're going, but if you're just sending one card, you can do 1 ounce, and it's 60 cents. Like, don't think this is confusion. Don't think that this is, I'm speaking Russian. This is all English. It's just that's where the weight starts. It starts from 1 ounce, and we can find out right now how much it takes for a layup, because I think it's after 11 it becomes 1 pound. I think I could be wrong. So 11 ounces. There it says it's 740. So that's when you send the whole deck because it's heavy. 40 cards, 50 cards. Um, Let me see what it shows there. This is the same thing. We're gonna keep increasing the number till it changes. That's not right. I remember. Yeah, I don't want to confuse anyone because I don't know when it transfers to the pounds. So you can scratch that. The only thing that matters is you're selecting between 1 ounce and 3 ounce. That's all it is. I just, you know how I am. I want to go into details or everything, but it's unnecessarily necessary. 1 ounce covers 1 to 3 cards. People are gonna argue and says that's a lie. It covers more. Um, they're lying. It's just 1 to 3 cards, 1 ounce. That's it. So go get your envelope, and that's it. So uh, now the question is, I'm sending like 6 cards, or I'm sending some packs. You're sending like some packs together with some cards. So what you're going to want to do is 3 ounces, and you see the price go up to $1.08. So let's say you were sending um, more, you would probably go into 4 ounces, and then what you're going to see is it takes a big jump to $4.30. And that's all that's going on here. As more ounces increase, as you saw live right now, like the 1 ounce covers the 60 cents, and then once you jump into the 2 or 3 ounces, it jumps up to $1.08, and then once you go past that, it switches. Like in this case, it says 4 ounces, right? It switches over to $4 and something cents. And then as you keep going up on the ounces, the weight starts carrying heavier. But you need to be in the real world. So you need to be figuring out what the heck are you shipping. So you have to separate your shipping items. So number one, singles. So singles are 1 ounce to 3 ounces, depending on what you're adding to it, like protectors, because some of the protectors are heavy. So it's anywhere from 1 ounce to 3 ounces. You're the one who's deciding. And it doesn't even matter because the guy who buys the card, he's the one who has to pay it. You don't. So like I said, if you don't want to have headaches, any cards from 1 card to like 6 cards, just put 3 ounces. Don't argue, don't guess. Just make it standard. 1 through like 6 cards, just hit the 3 ounces. And it's gonna be going on an envelope. But then once you go higher weight, like you're already getting into close to a pound, or it's like a lot of ounces, um, like 12 or 10, um, which is like the size of a deck, like a whole deck, 40 cards or 50 cards, then you have to switch out of that and switch onto $7. Um, and if you notice there, it doesn't tell you that to check the size limit, because uh, for that, it'll cover basically any bubble mailer. Um, and you can't be cheating by trying to send regular single letters. Based on the weight, you have to switch to bubble mailers. So you have two choices. You have single letters at 1 ounce to 3 ounce, and then 4 ounce and above, like heavier, like a whole deck or 2 decks, you need to switch into bubble mailers. If you try to cheat the system, they will hold your package here at the post office. Don't think you're smart. Follow the rules and regulations. If you're selling singles, it'll cover with the regular mailing letter, and the what's it called, the printer, the thing you're gonna put on there, um, your printed label is gonna look a little funny because it's for a letter. So all you do is you just cut it and then put it on it, tape it on, or glue, however you want to put it. But you're gonna notice a drastic change when you're doing the bubble mailer because the bubble mailer is bigger. So um, the printed label is gonna be a lot bigger. Obviously, it's not gonna be big like your head, but I'm just talking about the relative size compared from a single envelope to a bubble mailer is significant. So there is a difference. So the question is why? Because um, it's all the on the mail. It's all based on weight. It's not opinions. It's not feelings. It's just weight. That's all it is. So um, it's like a legal law or whatever for the mail. So they can only do so many ounces on the envelope, and then they have to jump to bubble mailer. But to be honest with you, you have to jump to it anyways. And I'll show you an example. If someone tries to be like a smartass and stuffs a bunch of crap in an envelope, the freaking envelope's gonna rip. It's not a joke. I'm not trying to be funny. It's a fact because a lot of people have this issue. They're cheap and they try to cram all this crap into an envelope and then the envelope rips and you're wondering why. The envelope is crap. It's no good. The envelope is thin. When you lick it, like when you lick it to seal the envelope, because sometimes you have to put saliva on it to seal it, or let's say you're drinking water and a drop of water falls in the envelope, it ruins it. It leaks right through it. It ruins the envelope and it makes it soggy and it's gonna rip because the envelope is trashy. It's so sensitive because envelopes are only meant to carry letters, nothing more. But this is kind of a cheating because you're using an envelope to send letters. So the question is, why would somebody do that? Because it's very affordable. For $1, you can buy like 150 letters. So it's not expensive for shipping methods. Now the next part would be, like I said, the bubble mailer. That's more expensive. You might have to pay $10 for 10 or 15 bubble mailers. You see, they're starting to become more and more expensive. The shipping envelopes, the higher you go. Then after that, you're gonna have to use boxes, and if you don't have boxes, you're gonna have to pay for them. Um, yeah, so to start off your business, I suggest sell anywhere from 1 card to 6 cards, all in a bundle. And like I said, the weights for that are anywhere from 1 ounce to 3 ounces. That's what it covers. And you can put that in an envelope. But once you get into like 10 or 20, 30 cards or close to a whole deck, 40 cards, 50 cards, then you have to jump um, into the category of like 7 or 10 ounces. Because when you put it, when you weigh it on the scale, it'll tell you like 8, 9 ounces. And and this is what you're looking at, about $7.40. So those are generally the three weights. You have the single cards, a bunch of few cards, or then the whole deck of the 40/50. It's only three. If you want to sell more items, then that's different, because it's gonna weigh more. But overall, like I said, those are the general weights. The single cards, $1, because you want to keep it simple. Don't confuse yourself. $1 covers the one card. The guy buying is gonna pay it anyways. And then somewhere around 6 cards to 10, something like that, you're gonna want to do 3 ounces. In a technical sense, you could do more, but you have to be honest. You're jamming a lot of cards into an envelope, so you have to be careful. So I usually just do around 6. And you have to have protectors because they could get damaged. If you don't have any protectors, get up some cardboard or use printing paper and like fold it in half and put it inside the envelope to protect the edges because you don't want those cards to rip out of the envelope. That's why it's a little dangerous to ship on regular letters because they're really fragile. They can rip easily. Like if the postman drops it in a puddle, it's ruined. You can argue all you want, but it's ruined because the paper is so thin. And he's over. It's over. So yeah, those are the prices. You have the $1, the $4.30, or the $7.80, and that's it. And it's not really that complicated because for the most part, you're just going to be doing $1. You're just going to be doing it a lot, like 30 times per week, depending on how good you sell. And like I said, the whole decks are anywhere from $4.30 for shipping all the way up to like $7.80. It'll cover it. It don't matter how heavy the deck is. Um, and that's pretty much it. Um, if you have like starter decks, I recommend you go to the post office. I'll make a video for that later. I have some, but they're in my back room. I will have to make a separate video. But I have boxes as well. Like let's say I want to spell, like an example, let's say I want to sell $12,000 worth of cards. then I have to go to the back room and get a box. And I'll make a separate video for that so I can show you what that looks like. And also covering starter decks, because a lot of people ask me about starter decks. There's a specific box that costs $7.80, and that covers the shipping included. And those boxes are specifically made for starter decks for Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'll cover that in another video if you have any questions or concerns. But that's pretty much it for the video. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know on the bottom. And God bless, take care, and Dark Magic Attack.